marketing campaign. Approval. So the marketing campaign approval, I want to show you how you can build such a thing from scratch. Let's say you create a form and you can even start it from scratch or just edit the created form for you. So let's say this is a form for campaign submission. And I will ask for the campaign name. I will add another one for the department maybe. You can enter in bulk choices, like multiple items. And then let's add maybe a campaign type. And enter the choices, social media, email, PPC, etc. You get the concept. And insert choices. And next we can add the target audience, maybe an explanation of who this campaign is going to target. And other information. You can ask for many different information. We will share the template with you. So if you haven't registered at the webinar, make sure you register and submit the form, because after the webinar, we will send out all of these templates, all of these resources, and a lot of resources and assets for you to get started and build up your approval workflow super easily. So yeah, so we will share these with you so you can build a campaign submission, a comprehensive campaign submission and workflow. And let's add a date as well. For example, the proposed start date. Right, so this is the campaign request. We can ask for many other questions as well, like budget, more about the timeline, the creative assets it needs, the channel strategy, target audience details, competitive analysis, risk assessment, etc. So let's add a status field to this form. It will be a drop-down, like request status, to be more specific. So the default value of the request status will be submitted, right? Because at the beginning, the request is submitted, then it will be approved by the department, maybe. Department. Okay, department approved. Next stage will be, for example, executive approved. As Mo showed you, you can have use the lookup field and the link throws to look up the data and make sure that each of your departments have a separate form. So, for example, the executive have a separate form, and they can look up the submitted requests and show it and approve it and enter more information about it and go on in the process. So this is a request status, but I don't want it to be visible on the form, right? Because the form is going to be submitted by by my employees, by my sales and marketing team, and they don't know the status. So the default status will be submitted. And I want the field to be admin only fields, and make sure that the field is not visible on the form, but it can be edited in our dashboard, which is here. And we are the admin of the sport, so we can edit it, we can see the status, and we can change it. So when I submit this form, let's submit an example. The same thing, market expansion, maybe sales. The campaign could be maybe events, and the target audience is, let's give an example, the tech industry, and set a date for it and submit. This is submitted as a request, and the admin can see it in the responses, right? So I have prepared an Excel sheet, which is this, and you can import it as your portal users. So let's go to settings, enable the portal mode, so this app turns into a portal, but we should set up the portal before we go on. So set up the wizard. You can import your users here. Let's import them. Download an example, and let's edit it. Let's say I want to add a role for marketing head, and I will leave my own email here and leave my name, and as active, I will change the as active later. So this is one of the roles. You can add multiple users here, of course, and for each of these users, you can enter a role. So for example, sales head, you can add CEO, CMO, I don't know, CTO, etc. Right? And for each of them, you can either enter a test email just to create these roles, or you can create the roles later. So let's enter some information. Let's delete them because you get the idea, right? I will delete the rest of the rows. Let's export it as Excel because I'm using Numbers app. So I'll call it users and import it right here. It takes a few seconds based on the number of rows you're importing, and it will import all of your users right here, and it's ready to go. And in the next step, you can enable or disable the sign up option, the CAPTCHA, the OTP, and etc. And in the next step, you can assign the user field. We showed you what user field is. It's good for assigning and auto-assigning the submissions and making sure that each submission has an owner, so a portal owner. So if you have multiple bases in your app, you will see all of them and you can select or unselect them. Right now, we have only one base, which is the campaign submission, and I want to enable it. So whenever someone signs in to my portal and submits the form, I see how it is. So it's this easy, right? You can add as many pages as you want and see the responses here. You have enabled the portal mode to make it public for and accessible for everyone. Enable the public view. This is the link you can share with your audience. You can add a custom domain to make it more personalized and with your domain. And you can manage access to the pages through this menu. And you can filter this table based on the user field, or you can remove it. But it's good to be filtered because in that way, only the form submitters will see their own data. And yeah, so you can add a new page for like checking the status, like let's add a Kanban board and show the campaign submission here. I want to group them by the status field. And at the title of the card, I want to show the campaign name. You can choose different things, and maybe the submitter's name. And if there's an image field on your base, you can select it here. Right now, we don't have any image field. And here you can select which fields you want to show. You can change them later, of course. And yeah, so this is our submitted result. It shows everything, and you can manage access to this page, maybe only logged in users. And it's that easy. And you can edit the responses, check the details. If maybe you don't want to see all of the responses right in the card, maybe you want to see details when you click it and see it here. And another cool feature is that you can copy this link and share it with people. And Mo showed you about the PDF builder. I want to show you another exciting thing about PDFs. Actually, you can, when the form is submitted, you can show the PDF in your emails. So let's see how it works. Let's add a email field, because if your form doesn't have an email field, it doesn't send email to the user, right? Because the form doesn't know who's submitting it. So let's ask for the email of the user who's submitting the form. And when we have the email field, this option will be accessible. So I enable the send email to respondents here. And here there's a new option, which is generate PDF of submission. So I enable this. You can select the default template or create a new template. Let's create a new template. And you can write whatever you want here. You can add images, you can add links and text and everything. But I want to show you how you can send your PDF, your generated PDF, in the custom email. The default email will have the link, but if you create a custom email, this is how you can embed, you can show it. So you let's write here or click here, or here is a link to your responses, or click here. This is another way. Click here to download your responses. So to insert the link, just type @PDF underline link. That's it. So it will replace the link of the PDF with this. Another way is maybe you want to link a text or create a button and add the button and let the user click that. So here, instead of this, we will type PDF link, and voila, it will be linked to the PDF of the submission. Another way, maybe you want to add an image and link that image. Maybe that image is a button or something, so the image of a button, and this is how you can link to a PDF. And there are many options here to customize it and show the PDF link. So the user will receive a copy of the responses. And it's pretty smart, actually. Let me show you why it's smart. Okay, webinar. So I know. Good. So this email template is selected here, and the PDF builder is pretty smart. I was talking about that. Why is smart? Because let's say your form has a logic, and based on the user's responses, it's showing and hiding different fields and responses. It's jumping through some responses, so the user doesn't necessarily answer all of the questions, right? So the PDF is generated based on the user's responses and whatever the user has seen. So it's a smart way of showing the user the whole picture of the submission in the form format. It will get the background color, it will get all of the colors on your form, and it shows the form itself, but submitted and with the values your users has entered in that form submission. So it's pretty smart and knows what happens in the logic, and it's logical, and the PDF is created based on the logic that happened, logical branches that happened while the user was submitting the form. And yeah, so the user will receive an email whenever they submit the form, and it's that simple. So we have enabled this option, enabled the PDF generator, edited this email template, and whenever you submit the form, you will receive and the information. And one more thing to mention, you should check the tutorial we have added for you about the how you can customize your email templates, because right now our email template doesn't show much. It's just showing the PDF link. But you can also show the value of the fields. You can show the whole table of the responses in the email. You can show many different things. For example, you can say the value of field 1 to be shown here, which was the field 1 is about the campaign name, right? Why did I write my name here? Yeah, so it's about the campaign name, right? So maybe you can say something like your campaign, your requested campaign, which is called this, is under review. Thank you for submitting it. Something like this, right? So you can customize the email yourself, write it however you want, use the values of the fields that the user has inserted into your form, and make sure that everything is aligned and to the point.